Hi, so glad you're here. Thanks for joining us. We're just going to wait for a couple minutes while more people get on, and Abigail's going to tell you about something pretty awesome that's been happening this week.
So, we've been hatching eggs, and we've been hatching eggs, and this is their third week in the incubator, and so far 12 have hatched, and we're just waiting on one more to hatch. She's doing a great job, but she's taking a little while.
Yeah,
so
it has been so awesome to watch. I may or may not have done this as a kid, but I don't remember. But it's been so awesome to see how those tiny little birds peck their way out of the egg. They make like a straight line along the shell, and
it's called unzipping.
It's called unzipping. That's awesome. Abigail's got the term. And then they pop out and they look so small and fragile, and then they get dry and big and fluffy and cute.
And they run around on top of the other eggs.
And they even have been peeping while they're still inside the egg. So
it's just been so fun. You could
adorable.
sit there for hours just watching them hatch and play around and go to sleep. And
yes, and truly such a miracle to go from just the fertilized egg to a real live chick in just 3 weeks.
Yes.
About 21 days. So it's pretty awesome, and it's been super cool to watch, and to let the little ones, Lydia and Hannah, watching it's been pretty fun to watch them too.
Yep.
So another thing, we've been getting a lot of zucchinis and summer squash out of our garden, and even we've started getting a couple of tomatoes. Here's one of our
cucumbers.
Larger. This is a zucchini.
Oh, it is a zucchini. Well, we do have.
So that's
cucumbers.
been pretty fun and awesome, and it sort of feels like an Easter egg hunt to go out there and search through those big zucchini leaves and find a nice big zucchini.
Yep.
So
Definitely
pretty fun. It's pretty satisfying to see how the labor of our hands has produced some fruit with God's help, because it's such a miracle, again, with this tiny seed yielding a lot of fruit. So it's pretty awesome. And our cow was due yesterday with her calf, and she hasn't calved yet. So
Good.
We know we're getting close, and she's doing great. She's just roaming around, grazing off the pasture, laying down a lot like a big 9-month pregnant girl. So that's pretty awesome. She did get in the garden yesterday and ate a whole bunch of Mima's sunflowers and even some of our corn. So it made me think of the little boy blue, come blow your horn. The sheep's in the meadow, the cow is in the corn. And she knocked down the fence to get to it. Apparently cows love their food, and they will stop at almost nothing to get to it. So I think we're ready to go. Welcome to our kitchen. I'm Holly, and this is Abigail, and we are members of the cooking family, and we're so glad that you're here. Today we're going to demonstrate how we cook a really awesome soup. And it's called Zuppa Toscana, and it's a copycat recipe of a famous restaurant. I'm sure you probably have heard of it. And we're also going to show you some mini
Flourless Chocolate
Mini Cakes in the Instant Pot. And they're so delicious. They're a great dessert. And today is also a super exciting day because we're going to give away a Mealthy CrispLid on this episode. And so we're going to do that at the end, and so there's still time to enter the contest if you want to try to receive the Mealthy CrispLid in our giveaway. So go to thecookingfamily.com/giveaway and read all the instructions there. There are multiple ways to enter. So go ahead and go to that page, thecookingfamily.com/giveaway, to enter. And toward the end of this episode, we're going to do that giveaway.
Yeah.
So that's pretty exciting. And I think we're ready to get started with our Zuppa Toscana. So we have two versions. One version is a regular version with potatoes, and we're going to show you how we cut our potatoes after we get this batch in. And this batch is the keto version. if you're on a low carb diet, and we use cauliflower for that. And so we're going to show you how we do with the keto version. And then back here we have the regular full carb version with the potatoes, which is also fabulous. So we're going to set these potatoes aside for a moment. And we've got our Instant Pot here already on saute and preheating. And this is Italian sausage. You can find it in your supermarket in lots of different forms. You can find it in links. You can find it in chubs, like breakfast sausage. You can find it flat in kind of a bulk form. And we have also been able to only find it in like the form of meatballs. And we've even used those to make our Italian sausage. You can also use chicken sausage, turkey sausage, ground pork, and season it with Italian seasonings. Any kind of sausage will work. If you have links though, if the sausage you have are in the form of links, you'll want to go ahead and put those in and saute them and brown them up, and then close your Instant Pot with, actually add 1 cup of liquid, close your Instant Pot and let those cook for about 5 minutes under pressure, and then take them out, slice them up, and then proceed as from this point. So we're browning this up, and I'm going to let you show how this sausage is kind of sticking to the bottom, and that's fine for now, but we are going to want to deglaze that pot before we get started under pressure. So now Abigail is going to show you how to chop up the onion. Here's your knife.
Okay, I'm going to get my cut glove.
Awesome.
Okay, so always remember your cut glove. And so what we're going to do is, you can cut these off, but I like to pinch them off. We're going to take these hairs and we are just going to put them in our trash bowl, because you do not want those in your food. And so next there's 2 sides of it. There's this stem end and a root end. The root end is what we pulled the little fuzzies off of, and the stem end is what we're going to chop off for our flat surface. So we're just going to chop it just like that, and then we have a flat surface to put our onion on.
And then it's not
and it
wobbly,
doesn't roll
right?
around. And so then we're just going to cut it right in half with the root end still intact. And then we're going to just peel it like this. If your next layer is still mushy or gross looking, go ahead and pull that off. You won't regret it at all. It's right. Just
sometimes they can be papery and really tough, and they're not good in your soup. It's not pleasant to take a bite of.
Nope. So next what we're going to do is we're going to cut the onion like rays, like the rays of the sun. Some people call them columns, but you can cut them just like this.
We go kind of at an angle all around the onion.
Yeah, makes those smaller. So just go all the way around the onion, and then you're going to go the other way across, and you're just going to cut in dices, just like this. And then if you can't get any more without cutting yourself, but you don't want to waste all this, you can just go back along and you can chop it up like that. And that's how you dice an onion.
Awesome. Okay, and she's going to keep finishing that, and I am going to show you how we do our garlic. Actually, before that, I'm going to stir this so I can smell it really browning. And look down in here. So we've got a good amount of browning on the bottom of the pot, and you do want to make sure that before you try to bring it up to pressure, you deglaze that. And we will do that in just a moment with our chicken broth. And it's not going to be a problem. It's actually going to add a lot of flavor to our soup. But you don't want to try to pressure cook with that, because you will get the burn notice. And that's never a good thing. Okay, so when we do garlic, this is a garlic, head of garlic, or some people call it a bulb of garlic. And these are the individual cloves. And if you've ever tried to peel these cloves, it's really hard to do until you break that skin. And so we just like to take a meat mallet and pound this. It kind of pre-breaks it down, almost like a pre-chop. And it breaks that paper and makes it really easy to peel. It's also super fun for kids to get to do that job because it's also fun for adults. And who doesn't like taking a meat mallet and smashing something? It's very satisfying. Very fun to do. Garlic is pretty sticky. And so you'll notice your fingers getting stickier and stickier the more garlic you use. Our family really loves garlic, so we call for 8 garlic cloves. You can use less if you don't prefer garlic, but I would encourage you to try it. It's really great for your immune system. And just make sure that when you're cooking it, you don't burn it. If you do not have fresh garlic on hand and you want to try this soup, go ahead and use whatever garlic you have on hand. It's not going to be, it's still going to be great if you use garlic powder. You can also use frozen garlic. That comes in the freezer section, or the minced garlic that's in a jar. This one has a little tiny bad spot that I'm going to cut off. I prefer the minced garlic in a jar. I prefer to rinse that off if I'm using that, because I think that the little juice that comes with it is kind of like a brine, and I think it has a strange flavor. But if you rinse it off in a little tiny strainer, can you come stir this? Oh, yeah. If you rinse it off in a little tiny strainer, our pot's getting too hot. Okay, I'm going to cancel that. The saute, it's getting a little brown inside here. Saute, and I'm going to change the temperature to low and press start again so it won't be quite so hot. Also, Abigail, the onions can go on in. Okay. And meanwhile, I'm going to keep... Oh, I am showing you how I chop the garlic with a knife, but we also really like to use this little chopper. I'll show you that too, which is awesome for children to use to chop up garlic. So a little child, if the mom or the adult who's helping cook can hold it down, and then the little one can just chop this garlic right up, and that's also really fun. This one is from Pampered Chef. We also like the one from Oxo. It's more readily available on Amazon. So here goes the garlic. How's that onion doing? I don't want it to be super hot when I add the garlic because we don't want the garlic to burn. And the garlic needs to cook for about 1 minute. Just saute for about 1 minute. And then we're going to start adding our broth.
It's funny, in the last batch when we added the onion, this brown stuff came right off.
Okay. Well, so the onion has kind of a lot of water content, so yeah. I can see it helping deglaze. And I see it is coming off a little bit. Okay, I think it's been about 1 minute. One of the things that we're doing here is preparing, obviously, I'm going to state the obvious for you. We're preparing our ingredients while we're cooking it, and that actually saves time in the long run because, okay, go ahead and scrape off that bottom with just a little bit of broth in there, because you're basically preheating all your food as you're taking the time to cut up your ingredients and prepare your ingredients. And that way, at the end, when you close the lid to this, it's going to be pretty hot. And that helps your Instant Pot come up to pressure a lot faster than if it were all going in cold. Okay, so this is 8 cups of chicken broth. We actually make this chicken broth in our Instant Pot. It's super easy. You can find that recipe on our website at thecookingfamily.com. And it's chicken bone broth in the Instant Pot, and we have a really easy, simple method of doing that. And we hope that you'll try it because it's fabulous, and the Instant Pot makes it so easy to make that broth that we just always have it on hand. Okay, so here's cauliflower, and we're using this in the keto version in place of the potatoes. And you can use, and Abigail is going to let you show them the frozen cauliflower and kale from our freezer. You can use the frozen kind, but I would encourage you to try the fresh, and so that's why I'm showing you how to do the fresh. So you're going to pick all these leaves off. So here's your frozen. This is the simple, easy version, and they're totally great, but I just want to encourage you, to try the real thing from the produce department. So here's your head of cauliflower, and I'm just going to cut that straight down the middle in half, and then in half again each one. And there we go. So now we've got quarters, and it's kind of broken down into a more manageable size. And I'm going to cut that core out just right along there. I have a feeling the cow is going to enjoy eating the leaves off of this because she really, really liked the kale, and they're kind of related. Okay, so
we also do this with cabbage. Out.
I'm sorry?
We also cut it like this if it's cabbage.
Yes, cabbage is very similar in the way that its head is formed.
So we just cut it the exact same way.
Yes.
And it's also a good way.
That is so right. Okay, so now I'm just going to slice down this cauliflower, and it's going to break into little pieces. And those are going to be awesome bite-sized pieces for your keto Zuppa Toscana. We're going to cook the keto Zuppa Toscana in a minute. We're going to put it on for just
3 minutes.
No, not 3. 1 minute on low pressure. Cauliflower is one of those tender veggies that you don't want to cook very long in the Instant Pot. So that is a difference in this recipe if you're using the potatoes versus the cauliflower. The potatoes will show you how we slice them really thin. Those cook for 3 minutes under pressure, and the cauliflower just cooks for 1 under low pressure. And the potatoes go high pressure for 3 minutes. Okay, you can see how easy this has been so far. Just a super easy soup recipe. Abigail, were you able to get all the brown off the bottom of the pot?
I believe I was.
Okay.
I will check one more time.
Just want to make sure you scrape the whole bottom and double check and make sure that you don't have any black or brown little pieces on the bottom of your pot. Okay.
I think we're good.
So that cauliflower is done. And now I'm going to put it in. And so you can also see that this is a super nutritious soup. Cauliflower is loaded with good nutrients. Plus it's just filling, and it really is amazing how it tastes so neutral and kind of almost like a potato. I'm looking to see if we're going to put all of this in. I think we're just going to do about half and save a little bit out so we don't overfill our pot. You'll just want to kind of use about half a head of cauliflower. Okay, now we're going to show you how to do the kale.
Should we do the potatoes first? So while I'm doing
we're going to show them the potatoes after we get this going under pressure.
Right, because we're not adding it to that.
Will you swap me cutting boards?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So just hand me this so Abigail can put this cauliflower in a bowl so it'll be out of the way. Do you mind doing that?
Yes.
Thank you, girl. Okay, so here is the kale. And what you're going to do with your kale that's straight out of the produce department in your grocery store, you're going to first find it's a lot less expensive to buy it this way and prepare it yourself. But we like to just take just take your hands. This is really easy for a kid to do. And strip the big leaf right off of the stem. And just pull it kind of roughly off. You don't have to worry about every tiny little piece. And this makes it really kid-friendly to be able to just pull those off. Hannah would love to do that, or Miriam. And then the little ones can help in the kitchen, and it makes it really fun for them to work alongside you in the kitchen. Okay, and I'm going to do about one more. Okay, I'm just going to strip that again right off of there. You can also cut that with scissors or with a knife, no problem. And then we're going to set this all back in here. And we'll save that for the compost or the cow or the chickens. Okay, and here's my knife. If you have not invested in a good knife in your kitchen, I strongly recommend that is the most significant tool that you can use to make cooking easier for you in the kitchen. This one is a Schoon knife. It's chef's knife, and it is amazing how sharp it is. I'm not ready to let the kids use this one yet, but if you just want to invest in one tool, I highly recommend investing in a good kitchen knife. Okay.
It definitely benefits. Like, you definitely benefit from it if you invest in a good knife.
Yes, and for the kids, we have an option that's a less expensive but still good knife. This one is a, Victorinox?
Yes.
And it's on Amazon. It's also a very good quality knife, but at a much less financial investment for a good kitchen knife. Okay, so now we're putting the kale in, and then we're going to put one last yummy ingredient in, and that is bacon bits. Get the real bacon bits at the store, and we're going to put 1/2 cup of bacon in, little bacon crumbles. They're already cooked, so it makes it a really convenient ingredient, and it's also less expensive per pound to buy it this way. Plus, you don't have to mess with the mess of cooking your bacon, draining off the grease, then crumbling it, and then putting it in your soup. So 1/2 cup of bacon is going in, and we're going to just give that a stir, push the kale down in. And I'm making sure that we haven't reached our PC max. When you're pressure cooking, you only want to pressure cook at 2/3 of the capacity of your pressure cooker, of any pressure cooker, whether it's electric or a stovetop version. And there we go. And I'm going to make sure that my valve is on sealing. And this one is the Instant Pot Ultra version. And so it automatically sets itself. Every now and then it'll catch. So I'm going to set this to soup. You could also use pressure cook or manual on your Instant Pot. And I'm going to select that and then go to the time. And then dial down or use your plus and minus buttons to change the time to just 1 minute for the cauliflower keto edition. And then we're going to go to the pressure, and I'm going to change it to low pressure again for the keto version of this soup. And then we're going to press start. Okay, now we're going to show you how we cut up our potatoes. Because the way to get a 3-minute cook time for potatoes in a soup is to slice them really thin. So do you want to show them?
Sure.
Okay.
So we are just going to use our mandolin slicer, and also don't forget your cut glove.
This is a mandolin slicer, and I had never used one until we got one for a wedding present, and it was just this little chopping kit, and I used that thing, and I have used it so much. This is actually a different one because the other one died after 20 years, but it's a great tool to have in your kitchen. It makes slicing really quick and easy.
You're just going to go back and forth on the thinnest setting.
Okay, pause for a second. I'm going to show them. See how thin these slices are? These could even be just a hair thicker. These are like, you could fry these and make a wonderful French fry. There you go.
Okay.
And Abigail's being really careful to keep her fingers up and out of the way, and then slowing down as she gets smaller and smaller pieces. Good? That's great.
So
that is great. So let's show one more of those. You do want to go nice and slow and be very careful to keep your fingers out of the way while you're using the mandolin slicer. I have cut myself on it and it does hurt.
I have to.
But we love this for carrots. You can slice thin slices of onion. It's just a great tool. So that's how we slice our potatoes when we make this soup, just really thin. And it's a lot quicker than using a knife. And we will use all of those potatoes. You're going to want 2 pounds of potatoes to go in your Zuppa Toscana regular version. Okay, so now at the end, once that cooks, we're going to add a secret ingredient. It's not really secret, but a yummy ingredient, whipping cream. And then at the table, a little bit of red pepper flakes, or if your whole family enjoys a little heat, that will go in at the end. So, okay, so now we're going to kind of reset our ingredients and clean up a little bit, and we're going to make a yummy dessert.
We don't want onion flavor in that.
We don't want onion flavor in that. And so while we're doing that, I just want to encourage you to like our page on Facebook. We are the Cooking Family, and that is at facebook.com/thecookingfam. You can also follow us on Instagram at the Cooking Fam. And if you have friends who would benefit from watching this, we hope that you'll share this video, and this will be available on our Facebook page and on YouTube later, so that you can watch it over again and cook along with us. Thank you, ma'am. I also want to thank the Instant Pot 101 for Beginners community for being with us, and a special thanks to Gail. She is such an awesome support and friend. She's always helps us in the comments and answers people's questions as they're going. And then also you can join us tonight. We're going to go on to Amazon Live, and we're going to show you an unboxing of the Instant Pot Duo Evo Plus pressure cooker. So join us there tonight. We're also going to show you how to make our one-pot pasta in the Instant Pot. So that's at amazon.com/live, and you can find us there tonight at 7 Central Time, 8 Eastern, and we'll be there. We hope you'll join us. Okay, and don't forget about our giveaway that's happening at the end of this episode. We're going to give away a Mealthy CrispLid. So we hope that you'll go and make sure you get entered in that. Okay, so
ready?
We need our chocolate mini cakes ingredients over here. I don't even think we need a knife.
20 pounds or something.
20 pounds. Okay, so we have these little ramekins, a big old bag of powdered sugar. It seems like no matter how much I keep trying to cut back on sugar, we still keep buying the big bags and going through them. Chocolate. This is 60% cocoa chocolate.
Vanilla.
Chocolate chips, vanilla, 1 stick of butter.
Hershey's cocoa.
Yes. So this is a dessert, and you're going to make mini cakes. And we love it, and we made it flourless, so it's also happens to be gluten-free, but it doesn't taste gluten-free. You'd never know it. So anyway, so we're going to start by spraying out our ramekins. This is a really yummy. Here.
I'm not a good aimer.
Here, I'll let you hold it and you'll aim better. So Abigail's spraying the ramekins. You do want to spray those really well because at the end you're going to turn them out onto a plate. That one's actually for the egg white. That's okay. No worries. Okay, let me tell you the ingredients that are in here so that you can write those down, or actually you can go to our website. No need to write them down. 1 cup of chocolate chips. Like I said, I prefer the 60% cocoa ones. They'll say it on the bag if they are if they're a good amount of cocoa. And we're going to use 1 cup of chocolate chips. And we're going to melt these in with our stick of butter. So I'm going to put these in a bowl. And I'm going to put that in with the stick of butter. When you're melting chocolate, I have just settled to only doing melting chocolate in the microwave. I've had so many problems where I get the chocolate to seize up if I'm doing doing it over a double boiler on the stove, and it just causes so many problems. So
we've also tried one of those heating blanket things.
Yes. That works if you have a lot of time.
Yeah.
So we're going to be very gentle, and I want to encourage you to try melting chocolate very gently in the microwave. And so Abigail, will you do this at go ahead and power level
6.
Yes. 30 seconds, power level 6. Actually, do your first one for a whole minute.
Okay.
At power level 6, and then it'll start getting melty, and you'll see how easily it melts, but you do have to just be patient. So while we wait for that, we're going to measure out our powdered sugar. So here is our powdered sugar, and I'm going to need a little spoon. And here's, it calls for 1 cup of powdered sugar. The powdered sugar is great because it makes it really, really smooth. And so you don't end up having any of the thick texture from regular sugar. So I kind of like that element about this recipe. Okay. And look, I'm not being super precise with the powdered sugar. It's not going to be a big deal. About 1 cup. Okay, and we can put this away. I'll just write down here. Okey-dokey. And then our next ingredient is the cocoa. We're going to add 5 tablespoons of cocoa. Oh, and our eggs. So we've got a couple of eggs. These eggs were laid right here. Spice lays these kind of mint green eggs, and then Peaches lays their kind of peach colored eggs.
She's old, so they used to be brown, but now they're peach.
She's getting to be an old hen. Abigail's
so this
stirring.
is melted.
So this was 1 minute,
1 minute
on power level 6. So familiarize yourself with your microwave if you don't already know how to do like a time cook with a low power level, and that just cuts the power level down so it's not cooking so hot. You do not want to let your chocolate burn, and see how melty it is. And this probably is warm enough to go ahead and melt the rest of that chocolate if you'll just keep on stirring.
Yep. Yummy.
Yummy, yummy.
I love stirring.
You love stirring?
It's one of my favorite jobs. I just love watching it mix in and incorporate, and it's so fun.
Yes, it is so fun. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start breaking some eggs.
So we're doing 3 eggs and 1 egg yolk.
Yes, 3 eggs and 1 egg yolk. I'm waiting to see if this is going to go ahead and melt down, or if you need to add maybe 30 more seconds on power level 4. So we're basically just guessing, but just be patient and don't cook it on high. Usually we do 6 or below. Okay, there you go.
So
I'm actually going to grab another bowl. Pardon. And then I can break the eggs. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and break our eggs. It takes 3 eggs plus 1 egg white.
Egg yolk.
1 egg yolk. You're so right. Thank you, Abigail. it was hard for me to let go of breaking eggs in my kitchen because I was always so just kind of worried about the kids making a mess. But they can do this a lot younger than you might think. So here I'm going to show you how to just separate this egg. It's very easy. You can take these and go back and forth. A little one, if you don't mind them getting their hands dirty, they can take this and just put it right into their hand. That's the easiest way to separate that egg. And that just makes it very, very simple for a little child to separate an egg white from its yolk. And it does get a little messy. I'm going to go wash my hands, but that's really the easiest way for a little one to be able to help with the egg separating. So Abigail, the next thing is to go ahead and add the powdered sugar and the cocoa.
Okay, so this chocolate is melted and it's beautiful. So that was just 1 minute on cocoa power 6, and then we need a little more, so we did 30 seconds on cocoa power 4. So now we're just going to add the powdered sugar. And I just love stirring. I already said that, but I love it. So I'm just going to stir this in.
And I just noticed that this cauliflower Zuppa Toscana has finished. And I'm going to go ahead and release the pressure so that our cauliflower doesn't overcook. And I'm going to just keep an eye on it to make sure that it doesn't start spewing out anything. But we're just going to let that keep releasing, and Abigail's going to keep showing you how to make the chocolate mini cakes.
Okay, so we're just going to stir this until it is smooth. If there are any lumps, you can't really use a whisk on this, but what you can do is you can just shove it, get a clump and shove it up against the side of your bowl, and that breaks up the powdered sugar lumps. And then Mommy's just going to add the cocoa
powder. So cocoa kind of acts like flour in some recipes, and so that is how we're using it instead of regular flour in this recipe to make a delicious version that it happens to be gluten-free. I lost count already. Was that 3?
That was 4.
That was 4? Thank you.
I'm counting.
It's hard to talk and count at the same time. So also it makes it a richer chocolate flavor and cuts down on the sweetness of that powdered sugar. I have been weaning myself off of sweets somewhat, and I have found it's amazing how some sweet things taste way too sweet. So the cocoa also kind of cuts back on the sweetness of the powdered sugar a little bit.
So you're going to stir this also until it is smooth. Which
you're doing a great job. And now we can add the eggs and vanilla. So here go the eggs. She's just going to stir those in. And I'll add the vanilla in. If you want to try a different flavor, you can also try, we had some raspberry extract that we tried, and that was delicious. You could also do orange oil, and it's fantastic with orange oil to give it that chocolate orange flavor. So yummy.
Are we going to do any of those in this, Mommy?
We're not going to do any of those in this. We're just going to make it regular.
Okay.
Regular chocolate. Something I want to try, though, which I haven't tried, is to put about half of the batter in one of these little ramekins and then stick a spoon of peanut butter into the middle.
That would be delicious. That's another variable.
That's another thing you can try.
Now you have 3 variables.
It's fun to experiment.
Yes.
Okay, are you about smoothed out?
Is that good?
That's pretty close. Okay, so we have here 6 ramekins. These are great because they fit right in your Instant Pot. I'm going to have this little scooper, which makes portioning out really easy. And
it was a lot thicker last night.
It was. I don't know why that is.
Less cocoa.
Yeah, maybe so. Okay. So I love these little scoops. They're another thing that you can find on Amazon. But they make portioning out just so easy, and it makes it a really easy thing for kids to do, and a lot less messy than trying to do it with a spoon or a spatula. And it gets them pretty even. We use these for cupcakes, muffins. I really love them for mini meatloaves. By the way, next week on this episode on the Facebook Live, we're going to do mini meatloaves and mac and cheese in the Instant Pot, both. Okay, so can you clean that one out and put the rest in here?
Yep.
If you have more ramekins and want to increase your recipe, this would be an easy one to convert. In our recipe program on the website makes an easy math conversion for you to just, it does the math for you. It's pretty awesome. Someone asked how nuts would do in this, and I think that they would be fabulous in there.
That extra
this turns out to be a lot like a brownie, and sometimes it has a gooey center. So I don't know if you've tried lava cakes. This is inspired by lava cakes, but I have found that kind of like everyone has a different formula for cooking their hard-boiled eggs because they turn out different in different places. Sometimes these can be gooey in the center. Other times they're a little bit dry, or at least all firm. And so I think nuts would be awesome, and I think I would not even adjust the time. I would just cook them flat out. Okay, so let me show you how we're going to put this in the Instant Pot.
Do you have a trivet in there?
I have no trivet. Abigail's going to grab a trivet. So take your Instant Pot. Can you see in here? Maybe I can move it up here. You do want a trivet, and we want to put the water in first. And I have water right here. 1 cup of water, because we don't want to accidentally pour water into our little mini cakes. And you always want to use a trivet when you're cooking in a little ramekin like this. And you're just going to stack these ramekins in here. And 4 of this kind fits pretty well on the bottom, and then you're just going to balance your 5th one and 6th one right on the top. And now we're going to close the lid. I feel like I have chocolate everywhere. Okay, close the lid, and I'm going to set it on pressure cook, and we're going to change the time by pressing the minus button, and we're going to change it to 5 minutes, and we're going to cook it on low pressure. And then this one is just a duo, and it's going to start on its own. It's going to beep here in just a second. So that was 5 minutes on low pressure. And before it comes to pressure, I'm going to move it out of the way. And now we're going to show you a little demonstration of the Mealthy CrispLid that we're giving away. You still have a chance to enter the contest if you want to try to win that. And we're going to show you just how to make some simple garlic bread. Of course, you can use your oven, but if you're in a situation where you just have an Instant Pot or you want to use your Instant Pot, then you can make garlic bread with your Mealthy CrispLid. So we just bought just regular old French bread from your Walmart type store or your grocery store. And we're gonna slice that up with...
Do you want your bread knife?
Bread knife would be awesome. Okay. Okay, so we're just gonna slice this, and we've got some softened butter. It's so easy to make garlic bread at home. And it tastes so much better than the stuff that you buy in the store. You know how it has it's like pre-buttered and you bake it in your own thing, but this is real butter. This is not the margarine or whatever that is. So I'm just gonna slice these, and this is gonna be so good with our potato Zuppa Toscana. If you're on the keto, I'm sorry about the garlic bread. Okay, so we're just gonna take these little slices and we're gonna butter them. Abigail's gonna grab some too. Like I said, this is already softened butter, and we're smearing that on the top here. And okay, the Mealthy CrispLid comes with this little tray, and we're going to go ahead and place these on the tray as we butter them. And then
this is going to be so good.
It's going to be so good. This just makes a regular plain old dinner extra special when you add a little component, just an easy thing like making some little garlic toasts is just going to make it extra special for your family. And it's another great way that little ones can help because it's a great motor skill training for your little kiddos, and it's fun to smear butter on, and it's pretty easy. Like I said, it can get messy, but it's so worth it to have your kids joining you in the kitchen, working side by side, and helping contribute to making the meal extra special for your family. So we'll move this butter out of the way and this bread. And next ingredient is just some garlic powder. This is granulated garlic powder. We also like the powdered kind, but this one sprinkles out a little bit more evenly.
Yeah, we've had some that have just been a
raise it up high and just kind of sprinkle the garlic right on top of that. And then parsley is what makes it look like the store kind. That's plenty. Awesome. So doesn't that look pretty? That's just with a little parsley, and it just makes it look extra special and good. Okay, so now we're going to get our other Instant Pot up here. And Abigail's going to work on... Oh, we don't need the Instant Pot to be plugged in. We need the CrispLid to be plugged in.
Right.
Okay, so the CrispLid also comes with this little trivet. You don't need your Instant Pot lid. And... Okay, this one is the 8-quart Instant Pot, and you can see that the CrispLid fits right on that. So you put your trivet down inside. We are not pressure cooking, so we don't need any water or liquid in here. We're just going to place this garlic bread right down on that tray and turn it on by pressing down on the handle. And we're going to leave it at 500 degrees, and we're just going to press the play button, and it's going to go ahead and start. It acts like a broiler, so it's going to brown up our garlic toast.
Yummy.
It is going to be yummy. Hopefully, do I have chocolate on my face?
No.
Okay.
Do I?
No, you don't. Hopefully you've had a chance to register for our giveaway of this Mealthy CrispLid. It comes with everything that we've shown you that it has. It also has this little silicone hot pad so that you can safely place it down. And there are just 5 minutes left to enter the giveaway, so we hope that you'll go on there and get entered. There are multiple ways to enter, so be sure and read all the directions. So if you can look inside the CrispLid, I love that it has a clear glass lid that you can see right down in there and see what your food is doing. The butter is melting really great. And I'm just going to press play again. I can see that we don't need to open it up to check anything at all. And we don't want to let all the heat out of there. So it's just gonna crisp up really nice. Meanwhile, we're waiting on the chocolate mini cakes to cook, but our keto Zuppa Toscana and our regular Zuppa Toscana, I think, are ready to show you.
Yep.
So we still have to add a little bit. So I'm going to open this up, but we got to keep an eye on this.
And for the CrispLid, they're only shipping to Canada, right? Like U.S. and
Only
Canada?
the U.S. and Canada. That's correct. If you want to enter the giveaway for the CrispLid. Okay, look at the garlic toast. You can see. I hope that you can see that on the camera. That it's starting to really bubble as that heating element is heating up the butter, and it's going to start browning.
It smells amazing.
It does. It smells good already.
Okay, so these mini cakes have come up to pressure, and they are cooking now.
Cooking now under
5
pressure.
minutes.
Okay. I always tell the kids when you're broiling to always set a timer.
Every time.
Every time.
We have we have burned so many bagels or toast, and then you have to scrape it off with a butter knife, and it's still not that great. Set a timer.
Set a timer. Always set a timer. And watch it. So we also keep the light on, which is so great. This has a light you can see. I mean, the heating element makes it light up, so you can see really well. Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, now it's gonna go 1 more minute. So you could, before you start, you can adjust the time and let it go for 3 minutes
Just
from
by
the get-go by pressing
the clock and then the plus minus whatever you want to put on it.
That's right.
And you can also adjust the temperature.
Yes, you can adjust the temperature by pressing the thermometer and then the plus or minus. If you don't want it all the way on high, and this one is on high at 500 degrees. In the 8-quart, the food is a little bit lower down, further away from the heating element than it is when it's in the 6-quart. So this is maybe our 4th minute, but in the 6-quart, it might go a little bit faster because your garlic bread is going to be a little bit closer to that heating element. And I'm starting to see some great browning, and I'm going to go ahead and pull it. There we go.
Here's the hot pad.
Yes, I'm going to put it on the hot pad because this is very hot. And there you go.
Ta-da!
Your wonderful garlic bread, garlic toast, right in your Instant Pot using the Mealthy CrispLid.
Can we have tongs for the
Yes.
bread?
So the CrispLid also comes with a set of tongs. It's got a black plastic end on it. I should have gotten that out. Can you see? Can you see these? It looks so delicious and it smells super good. I'll just use this one. Okay. I'm gonna lift this up right here, and
Go ahead, you can.
I think what I'm gonna do is get the hot pad and just pull this whole trivet out. It's all gonna be really hot. I don't wanna burn myself. And I know you don't also. Okay, and now we're gonna move this. The CrispLid can make your Instant Pot insert hot. And also, just a little reminder, only use your CrispLid with a stainless steel insert. You don't want to use it with the ceramic nonstick insert because it could damage your inner pot. So this is going back there to the floor, and now we're going to show you the soup. So this is the keto version with the cauliflower, and you can see it definitely needs to be stirred, and we need 1 cup of cream.
Okie dokie. I love cream.
And it looks so good, and it is going to be even more amazing once we add our cup of cream. And this keto soup is so delicious. It's like amazing how yummy and comforting it is. It's such a comfort food, even on a low-carb diet, and it's so yummy. You don't even miss the carbs. This one is a recipe that we developed for our Fearless Newbie Instant Pot course, the Keto Edition. So that was so fun to do. And so here it goes. We're going to put it right into our bowl. And then we're going to pull out the version with potatoes and show you that. Look at that delicious soup. And it just looks so fantastic and it smells amazing. Okay, now we're going to get the version out that has potatoes in it. It's more like your restaurant version. Okay, set that right there. Abigail's being very careful. Okay. Now we're going to stir this one. And oh, it looks so good. Tastes so good. And now we're going to add the cream to this. Awesome. And it's just going to add that yummy, yummy creaminess to the soup. Oh, I love this soup. It's got that yummy Italian sausage, bacon, onions, garlic, homemade chicken broth, and the potatoes in this one. And it's so awesome. And could you get me another plate, please? Elijah's here helping out so much in the kitchen. And we have Abraham behind camera and Rachel. And my husband, Philip, is also here. Everybody's doing great behind the scenes work. So we're going to put that there. And I'm going to move this big pot out of the way so we can taste it. This is really fantastic with a little bit of freshly grated Parmesan. You could also, if you want to brighten it up, add fresh parsley, and it's so awesome. But we're going to try it just as it is. Make sure you put the bread on the one with potatoes. That's right. No, that's the one. That's the one. We've got a couple ice cubes in here because I don't know if you've ever tasted your food directly out of the Instant Pot, but it's so hot. Easy to burn yourself. And
I wonder if that was cauliflower, that's why.
Yes.
The ice.
So this is the one with the cauliflower. And I'm going to taste it. I'm going to let it cool off a little bit first.
You get the ice cube in there.
It smells so fantastic. Really good. Needs a little salt. The broth that we make, we don't add any salt to it until we're cooking it, because sometimes it can just end up over salty. If you have salted broth and then the salty bacon and the salted Italian sausage. So we're gonna
amazing.
Add a little bit of salt. But first I'm gonna release these mini cakes. Release the pressure on the mini cakes so that they don't keep cooking. The natural release time, or the quick release time, the time that your food is releasing, your food is still cooking. So you want to just know that and keep it in mind as you're cooking. And if you let things naturally release, they're still cooking. And so if you don't want them to keep cooking, that's when you want to do a quick release. So it's released and the pressure has come down. Okay. And these look so good.
These are the
Here are some tongs. And we're going to pull these out. Okay, I'm going to pull these out really carefully with a hot pad under, so I can pull them out. It's not going to work. Okay, so here is one of our mini chocolate Flourless Chocolate Mini Cakes.
Oh, it looks like a heart on this.
Rolls off the
A
tongue.
little heart.
Okay, and you can see a little bit of moisture on top of them, but don't worry, that is going to soak right in. No problem. I'm just going to get 3 out, and then I need a plate to put them on.
Here's a fork.
Okay. Ooh, here's the fork. We got 2 forks. Okay, so the way that you're going to plate this up is to turn it over. It's gotten a little bit messy in here. I'm just going to take this. It's very hot. And I'm going to turn it over. And because Abigail did such a great job spraying it with that cooking spray, it's going to come right out. There we go. And I think we have a little bit of whipped cream coming for a nice dollop of whipped cream on top. Here.
Everyone's got to have
Here
some.
it goes. Yum. Okay, let's check it out.
Get some whipped cream in there.
Oh, yum.
Looks amazing.
It does. So nice.
It will
and
still
moist.
be hot. Just like
Yeah,
everything
it will
else.
still be hot. That's right. Thanks for reminding me.
You're gonna
Oh, that's
definitely-
delicious.
Oh my goodness.
And that would be great with ice cream, whipped cream,
Salt.
even milk or cream straight. So yummy.
That is delicious.
Okay.
On me?
No, you don't, do I?
Nope.
Okay. Okay, I think it's time for our giveaway. Are we ready?
I'll have to use your microphone. It is time to give away the CrispLid, and we're also giving away our Fearless Newbie Instant Pot course.
That's right.
Two prizes. So the winner gets the CrispLid, and thank you to Anna Meglio for providing that for us to give away to all you fine folks. And also, so the CrispLid and our Fearless Newbie course, where we have hours of training that will get you up to speed on using your Instant Pot, using all the things that you see us doing here, and that's also going to be given away. That should be noted. These results have been certified by the accounting firm of Simon and Garfunkel, where their motto is, "We'd like to know a little bit about you for our files." So I'm going to choose the pick winner, and it's going to randomize.
You have excellent sound effects.
And the winner is Elizabeth Clark.
Fantastic, Elizabeth
You
Clark.
have won the CrispLid and the Fearless Newbie Instant Pot course. And
Congratulations.
We will be contacting you by email shortly to let you know when to expect your heating device.
Awesome.
Thank you to everyone
Congratulations,
for entering. We hope to
Elizabeth.
do more of these giveaways. Each month we might have something new to give away, so keep following.
Yeah,
And
that's
I will
awesome.
Exit stage right.
I'm so excited for you, Elizabeth, and I hope that I know you're going to love your Mealthy CrispLid and your Fearless Newbie Instant Pot course from the cooking family. And that is over $100 value. I accidentally turned it on. I'm not going to do that again. And we're so glad that you all entered our contest, and we hope you'll try again next time if you didn't win. And I think that's it.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for being here today. We hope you'll share this with your friends who might benefit from watching. And we just want to encourage you that you can cook and enjoy a great meal with your family. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Or maybe even tonight on Amazon Live.
Yes.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.